I looked up the top skills required by management consultants, and on the list was the topic of strategic thinking, and it caught my attention. Strategic thinking is the skill set that is probably hardest to learn, but in my opinion, is one of the most differentiating skills you can have as a consultant. Let's talk about it. Welcome to What's Jonathan Thinking? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final episode of this 5th season of What's Jonathan Thinking? As I mentioned in the introduction, I've been thinking a lot about what it takes to be a top consultant. For sure, you need technical skills, especially if you are going to veer towards the technical side of consulting. But that helps me segue into my first thought, which is, are technical skills enough? If you are going to pursue a line of work in industry, as a member of an IT department, for example, I would probably advise yes, likely your technical skills will carry you far. But if you are interested in pivoting into the field of management consulting, then other skills are going to become equally, if not more, important. In fact, in a top 10 list, I saw things like client relationship management, project management, problem-solving techniques, industry knowledge, data analysis and interpretation, communication skills, change management, leadership and teamwork, strategic thinking, the topic of this episode, and ethical and professional standards. Most of these things you can gain through experience, but strategic thinking is, to me, a lifelong journey of intentional tool sharpening. It's the area of management consulting that for sure comes from experience, but a lot of it also comes from being a student of consulting, being a student of what the great leaders of our industry do to enable clients to unlock their inner potential and see what they can't see. So let's dive into this topic. But first, let's establish a definition of what strategic thinking even is. In a nutshell, it's the ability to anticipate and plan for the future by considering the big picture and making informed decisions. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. And for consultants, strategic thinking means not just solving immediate problems, but also identifying long-term opportunities and risks for our clients. Here are some key aspects of strategic thinking. Number 1, vision, the ability to see the bigger picture, as I mentioned before. And number 2, anticipation, predicting future trends and challenges based on your expert knowledge. Number 3, planning, developing long-term strategies to help your clients achieve their objectives. And finally, decision-making, helping clients make informed and effective choices. You might be thinking, okay, that's cool. Vision, anticipation, planning, and decision-making, that's great, but where do I even start? Well, strategic thinking starts with making a choice to build a solid foundation of knowledge. Here are some ways consultants can build this foundation. Continuous learning, staying updated with industry trends, market changes, and new technologies, reading books, attending seminars, and taking courses regularly. Number 2, case studies, analyzing case studies of successful businesses and failed ventures, understanding what strategies have worked and what didn't and why. If you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe to the podcast Acquired, which gives you almost a Harvard Business Review level analysis of some of the key companies in our midst and the acquisition decisions they have made. The podcast is hosted by Ben Gilbert and David Rosenthal and is absolutely phenomenal. I'll include a link to their podcast in the show notes, but I highly recommend, and no, there's no sponsorship here, it's just a shameless plug. Networking is the last one. Engaging with other professionals in your field. Networking not only provides new insights, but also diverse perspectives. I don't think I can emphasize enough how important networking is. If you don't put yourself out there, how can you expect to build a brand around yourself? Success in management consulting is as much who you know as it is what you know. Next, let's talk about analytical skills. To think strategically, you need to be able to break down complex problems into manageable parts. As a management consultant, you will be called upon to lead clients in taking on problems that they can't solve themselves. They are going to be relying on your power of intuition, your expert knowledge, and your problem deduction, and really deconstruction, if you will, to help them tackle something that might be very big for them. Here are some techniques to enhance your analytical skills. Number one, conducting SWOT analysis, identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to a business scenario or problem. Next, data analysis, leveraging data to uncover trends and patterns using tools like Excel, Tableau, Einstein, or Power BI to visualize data effectively. And finally, root cause analysis. It's probably one of my favorite. Instead of addressing symptoms, dig deep to find the root cause of issues. Techniques like the 5 whys can be very, very useful here. Strategic thinking isn't just about analysis, though. It's also about creativity. Innovative solutions often make the difference between good and great consulting. Here's how you can boost your creativity. Brainstorming sessions. Encourage free thinking sessions where all ideas are welcome. Quantity can lead to quality in these situations. Mind mapping, visualizing connections between ideas and concept. This helps in seeing the bigger picture and generating new ideas. Cross-industry learning, looking for inspiration outside of the given industry that you're working in. Often solutions from different fields can be adapted innovatively to a certain business context. Decision-making is a core aspect of strategic thinking. And here are some frameworks and approaches that consultants use to make strategic decisions. Number one, a decision matrix, weighing different options against set criteria to evaluate the best course of action. These can often be presented in a formulaic form in frameworks like Excel, or they can be visualized decision processes using PowerPoint as a visual aid. Scenario planning is next, considering various future scenarios and creating a plan for each. This helps in being prepared for uncertainties. Often, thinking strategically means understanding how your customers best make their decisions. Some want you to drive and advise them on the best approach. Others might want to see a list of options or scenarios that can help them make the decision that is best for them and their company and their culture. And lastly, conducting cost-benefit analysis is another very useful tool in evaluating the financial impacts of different strategies to ensure they align with business goals. Sometimes your clients just want to get down to brass tacks, if you will, and have the financial upside of certain decision scenarios guide their ultimate findings. Strategic thinking doesn't end with planning, though. Effective communication and implementation is required to ensure that your plans are carried out, adopted, and have a lasting impact on your clients. Here's how to ensure your strategies are successfully communicated and executed. Of course, the first one, clear communication skills. Being able to articulate your strategy clearly to all stakeholders using visuals, presentations, and reports to make your point, but also understanding how your point fits within the cultural context of the group that you're addressing. Next is stakeholder engagement, involving key stakeholders early and often. Their buy-in is crucial for successful implementation. Most often, the best thing is to make it their idea. Next, follow through. Develop a clear action plan with timelines and responsibilities, monitor progress regularly, and adjust as needed. Lastly, continuous improvement is key. Reflect on your experiences and learn from them. Some key strategies we use are things like post-project reviews. After completing a project, review what went well and what didn't, and document the lessons learned for future reference. Also, feedback loops. Seeking feedback from clients and peers, constructive criticism is invaluable for growth. And finally, adaptability. Staying flexible and being willing to adjust your strategies as new information comes to light. And there you have it. Strategic thinking is an ongoing process of learning, analyzing, innovating, and adapting. By building a strong foundation, developing analytical and creative skills, making informed decisions, and learning from experiences, consultants can truly hone their strategic thinking abilities. I hope you found this video helpful. As always, please like, subscribe, and share this episode with your network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time and next season on What's Jonathan Thinking. Have a great summer, everyone.